I'm not sure this is a good idea, chums. No, you know what I mean. No. The thing is, are certain things, and should they be, left in the past? What do you think? As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, or good evening, whatever you're doing. Yes, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Nostalgia really does hit with so many of us, because when you think about it, nostalgia is the driving force. And I've often said this, when you go to a concert, we haven't had a wave, have we? Sorry, we'll have a wave. And when you go to a concert, sorry, you see, I'm getting so engrossed. I know, it's terrible. But if you see a concert on television, or you go to one if you're lucky enough, and you see that pop star that you remember, they may have got a little bit, shall we say, wide around the waist or whatever, as we all do. But you're still looking at them in the way that you remember pinning their picture up on your wall, or buying their album, or rushing to Smith's or Boots to buy that album. You are transcended back to being a 12, 13 year old person, and just happy. So it's a strange thing to think that, well, it's 30 years. Can you imagine this? It's 30 years next year since Wannabe apparently turned up on the turntables, literally as part of the, phenomenon that was the Spice Girls. But behind the scenes, once again, there's a bit of, problems. As ever, let me explain. How are you? As ever, nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Apparently, Jerry Halliwell has also said she was Ginger Spice, by the way, right? She basically has now said, no, it shouldn't be called girl power anymore. I can't remember what she said, but I thought, oh, please, move on, sister. You've had your moment, you know what I mean? But apparently, the Spice Girls are going to be getting back to celebrate 30 years. Now, the question I really wanted to put out there with you is, would you go to see them again? I'm not being unkind. They have a lot of fans. People do still like them. They're very popular. And remember, if you were 10, right, when you liked them, which could be the age bracket that you might have first bought into them, now you're going to be 40, 42, maybe 45, right? That's how quickly these things move on. The Spice Girls were an absolute phenomenon, but this was really just before the advent of social media and the internet age. So what they did to power through was really incredible, to have all of that mega success. I've met all the girls over the years. They're very nice. They're very delightful. The problem that you have, and this is the bigger problem for any reunion, this is the thing why I wanted to mention that back, is the fact that really without all of them, is it really a reunion? It's a bit like Peter, Paul and Mary with no Mary, right? You get the picture. And so Victoria Beckham apparently does not want to return to the fold. She's too busy being a fashion queen, and apparently it's just not her thing anymore. She's moved on from being a pop star. They're apparently still going to go out there regardless of whether she joins them or not. Now, I know it's still wonderful to see them all, and I'm sure they'll do get a big crowd and everything like that, but it's not really a reunion without them, is it? It's a very strange thing when they replace the main singer. I mean, I like Queen, the band, right? I think they're terrific. But really, nobody, and I think Adam Lambert is a brilliant performer and also a brilliant singer. But you know what? God, I sounded like Arkwright then, didn't it? Remember, open all hours, yeah, performer. But the thing is, but he's not Freddie Mercury, and that's the thing. So I throw it out to you. Would you go and see them? More importantly, would you, of course, still think it doesn't really matter as long as there's a few there, they're creating wonderful memories? Either way, are you still a wannabe? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.